Okay, so we're almost at the end of Okaa-san Online. We're at episode 10, and it seems like the show is now getting weaker. Like, usually when you start hitting the end of a season, it should become stronger than ever before. It should become more powerful than you could ever imagine. But with this show, it just seems like right here, they've made it to the end, and they're like, oh, well, now we're done, who cares? Because this episode was kind of weak. Like, I thought all the other episodes were at least, I don't know, I guess on about the same level. With this one, it just dropped for me. And I don't know, maybe it's because I just didn't find some of the stuff they did in here funny or whatnot, or because we literally didn't do anything in this episode. I don't know, it's just, it felt really, really weak. And that's unfortunate because for me, this entire series has been basically my favorite thing out the week. Like, I hit Friday, I know it's time to watch this and bring my mood up, feel great about it. And this episode just was not that much fun. Like, there were a couple of things in here that were, a little funny. A couple of fun moments in here. But overall, it was just, it just lacked what the other episodes had. Even when they did the whole MAID Mama thing and they were like just repeating the same premise episode by episode, it was like, oh, well, MAID Mama's cheating again. They still put in enough effort to make you want to watch the stuff happen. It was still hilarious to see it go down, even though you knew the same thing's going to happen again. They're going to do some type of competition. She's going to cheat and rinse and repeat. But here, this just seemed to go nowhere, and it wasn't very entertaining. Like at the start of the episode, like last episode, they did the whole cliffhanger ending, and I knew it wouldn't be anything too serious because this show isn't too serious. So I didn't expect anything like that. I expected it to be a joke when they got there, and when they got there, it was a joke. It's just the joke wasn't funny. Like they were doing the whole salesman thing and talking about, oh, well, you do this orb and it does this and it does that. And it just, I guess it missed for me. Like, I'm sure some people probably found that hilarious. I didn't. So, that joke missed. And then he was like, it's actually, well, Porter was like, it's actually a bomb. And I was like, oh, okay. Then the bomb started sounding like a crying baby. I was like, oh, well, I see where this is going. Like, it's just, nothing really worked for me with this episode. Except for, like I said, a couple of things. Like the whole, center of it where they were like, oh, we need a mom to dress as a maid to serve us. And here was my thing. I was like, I've seen enough hentai to know where this is going. And then they like start off with food. And I was like, maybe I haven't seen enough hentai to know where this is going. She came out with the food, they were eating it. And, it was the typical MAMAKO stuff. And then he's like, now I need bed service. And I was like, I have seen enough hentai to know where this is going. Oh, goodness. Now, clearly, seeing as this is not that type of show, that type of thing wasn't going to go down. But it was funny to hear the line. So, when they went in there and she tucked him in and stuff and put him to sleep, that's exactly what I figured was going to happen. And it was kind of funny there. But after that, nothing else was really all that funny. Cause like the chick with the freaking blonde hair shows up, and the thing about her character is her whole I'm gonna act like I'm not gonna say stuff and then say it anyway because I'm dumb thing. That thing's only funny like twice. Once it's happened 15 times, it's no longer funny. It's a gag that can't run very long. It doesn't have great legs. Although the character has great legs, that gag does not. Like, her being clumsy and stuff is still okay. But the personality thing is not too funny after being used too much. As is the clumsy thing, but the clumsy thing can last a bit longer because, you can get funny stuff out of a falling gag. Like a character that always falls, you can make some funny situations with that. But with the whole, I'm not gonna tell you anything about how I plan to do this. It's not extremely funny after the 15th time in the same episode. Because when you have something like that, it's gotta be spaced out, and spaced out really well. Like, you can't use that more than twice in an episode. And they just kept on doing it. And, oh man, it's just, I don't know. It's just that this one was a little bit of a disappointment. It was still a 3 out of 5, but can't go any higher than that. Then the ending with the bombs and stuff, because she set all those bombs there with the switch in her hand. I don't know what she was gonna do once she set off the bombs, because she was there surrounded by them. And she's like, I was waiting for them to come so I could set off the bombs. I'm like, well, why are you standing in the middle of the bombs? And, we've already seen her trip and fall multiple times, so I just assumed she'd trip and fall into the bombs and set them off, and that's what she did. And that might be what the problem is this episode. Everything is overly predictable. Like, that's probably what my issue is. I already saw every joke coming, so when they hit, they didn't. When the jokes hit, they didn't hit. Just that's the thing that happened here. I've solved the mystery because I already saw all the jokes coming. Because I did. Every time something was about to happen, I already figured it was about to happen. Anybody that's watched enough anime knows what's going to happen next. It is what it is. You see these gags because they're simple gags and stuff that happens all the time. It's like these aren't even any types of rare gags. They're just stuff that happens all the time. Like, once you start becoming a little too predictable, your jokes aren't funny anymore because I see the punchline coming. It's like with Wise. Every time she's gonna do something magical, something stupid happens to ruin her magic. And unlike with the gags they did in this episode, they at least try to space that out so it's not a recurring thing constantly, Like, they make sure that if they're gonna be doing it, it's not gonna happen 15 times in an episode, Like here, when they were saying that all those moms wanted to be teleported back to their places, I was thinking that the thing was gonna happen was her magic was gonna go haywire or something. But the problem was that when one mom asked, and she said she could do it, all the rest of them asked. And that made it funny, because it wasn't that her magic messed up, it's that she was overwhelmed by the amount of people that now wanted her to teleport them, and she doesn't have the mana for it, which leads us into another joke that's been told before about the her drinking mana potion. So I assumed they were gonna go with that joke again, but they kind of just brushed over it. Like, later on they showed her laying in a pool full of bottles of mana potions, and that actually worked way better than making a full gag around it. Just showing her after she's drunk all of them just laying there. That's funny. That worked. By the way, you once you've seen all these moms, you can understand why their kids didn't want to be around them. They're annoying and they're not very attractive. Like, MAMAKO makes you want to stay there. And I mean, MAMAKO does tend to get on the annoying side, but because of the way she looks, you don't feel as bad about it, But that's just life. That's just life. Pretty people can get away with things. It's like, oh, well, you're a horrible person, but you're hot, so it's fine. Oh, goodness. Then freaking Masato, man. Dude, you just feel for this guy all the time. It's horrible situations to be in with your mom. Like, those guys coming in talking about servicing us. And oh man, I was like, man, I feel you on that. I don't know why you guys care about the town of people, but because this is in a game world. It's not like the real people, and even the real people that would be there, you can go and use resurrection on them. So there was no real threat here. They're like, oh, we set bombs around, we're gonna blow up all the people in the city. And it's like, dude, this is a video game. It's a virtual city. Fairly certain, even if you blow up the bombs, the thing will be back to normal in like 2 minutes, if it takes any damage, because usually hub worlds don't take damage. I was like, so yeah, this wouldn't be a problem here, sir. On top of that, if the people did die, clearly we've seen Masato get resurrected multiple times. So, also Shirase, so multiple times they've been resurrected, and clearly that's the thing here. Why would you follow the orders of anybody threatening other people's lives? I'm like, oh, you're gonna blow up the town. Go for it. Get ready for the next explosion. Just do what you want to do, sir. I don't care. What do you mean you don't care? You don't care about the people? Not really. We're not in the real world, so I can easily bring them back. It's like being in Dragon Ball. Except since this is a video game, it doesn't seem to hurt when they die. You know, so you just end up floating around as a spirit for a little bit, then resurrected in your little coffin. Boom, no problem. It's kind of like Dragon Quest. I believe that was the game where you end up in a coffin once you die. So yeah, it was kind of stupid there. And then the moms were horrible. And then old Blondie McBlondie is an idiot. And oh man, yeah, episode it was just okay. And that's about all I got to say about it. It's a 3 out of 5, like I said. It's an okay episode. Nothing really too grand to talk about. Nothing really worth mentioning about it. You just had your regular day. That's all there was to it. Anywho, I'm going to end this one here. Let me know what you guys thought about it in the comments below. I will see you next time. Peace out, and have a great day.